Hello, people, and welcome back to Music and Media for Ministry. Wes Hartley, dang, there we go. Wes Hartley says, every new idea, every new piece of equipment, every new system creates a ripple effect, like a rock being thrown into a pond. You can't, of course, anticipate the exact outcome of each decision, but you can thoughtfully consider how a given change might impact services, and most importantly, the worshiper. It is important to consider the effects of a new creative element from all angles to see how it could possibly go wrong or right. This is why having a team is a great challenge to you and ask those questions, right? Things that you can't think of yourself. It's like me holding a Rubik's Cube like this. And I see it from here. I see my amazing idea. And I'm like, this is amazing. But somebody over there might see another angle of the cube that I can't see. And so they pose questions and ask and have new ideas based on that to see things that I might not be able to. This also means that it's important to create a culture that is allowed to ask questions, right? A ministry that is okay with bringing up concerns and not scared that you're going to get mad or you're going to humiliate them. That's one of the reasons why humility as a leader, especially when proposing creative ideas, is very important. Let me introduce to you the 80-20 rule with the main question, will most people notice? 20% of the work produces 80% of the results. The same way that I could just smash this video together all lickety split, but then spend the next 3 hours editing something that technically I don't really need. All I need is the content of this video in order to get a grade. But for me, my perfectionism makes me want to make something that actually looks cool, makes me want to make something that is art. And so I keep going and I keep working, and I keep editing, and I keep mixing sound and adding things. And I realized I just spent way too much time on this homework assignment where all I really needed to do was just give good content, correct? And so the same concept applies is that you can still get the content done. You can still get the work done. And the extra time that you're spending doing that, who's actually going to notice? Is that just for you? Is that just for somebody to make you think that it's perfect? Everything is perfect and you're the best person at this. And so this is the battle of a technical person. This is something really good to remind your team that their work is appreciated, but they don't need to make it absolutely perfect because it's never going to be perfect. For example, a lead guitarist learns a very complicated riff for a song on Sunday and spends 2.5 hours learning this song. I don't play electric, so like, cut me some slack. But from what I can see, a full band, the good thing to do is ask, is anybody going to notice this, right? If you have the time and the desire, I mean, go for it. Learn the music because it's fun, and it makes sounds good. But here's the thing: is it absolutely necessary? Playing the melody or even the chords is also satisfactory, and it sounds good as well. And so that's kind of a question of like, is it too complicated, or are you spending the best time and energy for the best purpose, right? And that's when the phrase "perfect enough" becomes necessary. Good enough seems like you're giving up and it's not actually good enough. Like anyone like me, you say good enough, and I'm like, good enough isn't good enough. That's pathetic. You know what I mean? But perfect enough implies a good job and also implies that work can still be done, but it is great and satisfactory right now. Wes Hartley later brings up the question of, is this idea or innovative, creative concept to apply, is this too complicated? Is it? Meaning, is this too much for your team to pull off? Or is this still pointing to Christ, or is this pointing to me and the way that I do things and how amazing I am in my artistic creativity? That's a good question. Because I don't think God has anything against complexity. Obviously, He created the blueprints for the temple and the tabernacle, and those things were very, very complex and beautiful and artistic and creative. So it's not really a battle of the complexity as much as like the practicality. Is your team able to pull something off? Is this something that your team knows how to do well, able to do, has the mental capacity for? And then also, who is this glorifying? Because we're supposed to do everything to glorify God, right? That's what we learned worship in our first assignment. And so, does that still follow those rules? Where am I at? Okay, a little scripture for you. Proverbs 11:2 says, "When pride comes, then comes disgrace. But with the humble is wisdom." Remember, humility in ministry is huge. And then Philippians 2, where we are. Philippians 2, 3 through 4 is, "Do nothing from selfish ambition or conceit, but in humility count others more significant than yourselves." Is your ministry glorifying yourself, or is it glorifying God? And is it helpful for others? Is this something that is going to help the people of God be able to understand Him better? Or is this something that's going to make you look more flashy and look more like amazing? So that's another question. Again, humility is important, and having people able to question you, and having yourself being able to also ask those questions and understand, why are you doing this? Why are you making this idea? Is it for you? Is it for God? Okay, so that's all that is what I'll leave you at. Peace out.